Madison Mission, relevant.
Madison Mission, fire.
Madison Mission is heaven sent.
Madison Mission, real.
Madison Mission, fellowship.
The energy was live, the music was on fire, the pastor gave a word from on high, and I said, this is it, Jesus, this is it.
It was just so great to be there. Like, yeah, this is where I want to go to church. I loved it. And I wanted to be wherever that was going to be.
The fellowship made me feel welcomed. It just opened my eyes to God's presence. You can have fun being in the company of other, church people, and it just was a wonderful experience. I felt like I was a part of a family, and I also was learning about God.
It just felt like a big family type of atmosphere. People were talking, people were smiling, people were hugging, and when it was time to praise, people praised. When it was time to worship, it was time to worship. When it was time to sing, people sang.
There were students on the rostrum, there were students ushering, there were students collecting the offering. It was just total ownership of the church. And that was really, really a big element for Madison.
Community. This word describes where we came from, why we are here, and it's the reason we need to expand. Madison Mission is a church birthed out of a desire to service the community in non-traditional ways. Our church is a place where you're free to have genuine encounters with God that can transform your life. Madison Mission belongs to the community, but we need to expand to take our mission to the next level. All of this is done under the leadership of Pastor Gregory Nelson. His goal is to take us from this worship center to our new sanctuary.
At Madison Mission, our vision is to reach the city of Madison, North Alabama, and the world with the life-changing gospel of Jesus Christ. We desire to motivate, instruct, and inspire people to live purposefully, maximizing all of their potential and power to become all that God planned for them to be. Since 1996, Madison Mission has been a place where hurts have been healed, lives have been transformed, and people have come to love, live, and laugh in the context of a Christian community where the grace of God is extended to all. This church has pushed past every barrier, every obstacle, and every hurdle in order to become the beacon of hope that it now is, serving this community. What we're now facing is the fact that where we are can no longer support where we're going. We're landlocked and are going through what experts in the field of church growth call social strangulation. It basically means that your facility can no longer accommodate your growth. We have no more space to effectively receive those whom the Lord will be sending us. And when this happens, it's time to make a move. It's clear that now is a season for us to expand and build, not so that we can have a new building per se, but so that we can open the doors to the kingdom of God here at Madison Mission even wider and welcome more souls into the arms of Jesus Christ.
Let's take a virtual tour through our new church. In this video, you'll see how it will look inside and outside. We'll talk about all of Madison Mission's new and updated spaces, and we'll hear from more members. Now we will hear from one of our members about the aesthetics of the church.
The aesthetics are important to the building because we are visual creatures, and we purchase clothes by something that is attractive to us. We purchase vehicles because they look good. So it's the same thing for a building. We purchase a home because of the way it looks. So it's important that it is aesthetically pleasing and that it ties in with our Family Life Center.
As you drive up to the church, you'll notice an outdoor patio, and we'll talk about that later. Everyone will be able to see the new church building from 565 and Madison Boulevard. Our church building is new and contemporary with plenty of glass windows, giving Madison Mission a more open, welcoming feel. Notice the new drive and portico providing a covered entrance. The new paved parking lot will have lights for added security. The two-story lobby welcomes you in, and many of you will head to the children's area. So let's go and hear from a teacher now.
This space allows them an opportunity to grow and learn and express themselves as children. And it's appropriate for them to do that here. They still get to learn and love Jesus the way that everybody else does, but they get to do it in a way that's age appropriate. This is a part of the mission that Jesus gave to the church. He said, "Go ye therefore into all the world." And the world includes children. And God has called on us to ask, to seek, to knock, to do those things in prayer. So it's my prayer that as we begin this project, that we will reach our goal financially so that we can do this great work that God has for this church. It's what I personally pray for.
Children will love the bright colors in this fun area. Parents will appreciate the extra security precautions we're putting into place. There will be one way in and one way out of the children's space. The hallway is bright and inviting with fun murals, television, and windows. While we're talking about children, let's listen to them and take a look at their classrooms.
Classrooms, they're important to Madison Mission because Madison Mission, they have a reputation for their kids and they want to keep that reputation good for the kids so they can grow up having a good reputation in the future.
When we have new classrooms, more people will come and check it out.
Just like school, you need a very good environment for a student or anyone else to learn. We should have more room and good things to help us learn more about God and someday go with Him.
I am proud of my church, and I'll be more proud when a new church is built because it's newer and we can have a better reputation than having a church in a gym.
When you go into the children's classrooms, you'll see more bright murals on the walls, as well as bright carpeting. The area is designed with kids in mind, as well as safety. When you go to check on your child, or during drop-off and pickup, there will be controlled access. This is there for everyone's safety. Now, let's go to the mother's room.
The mother's room is important because what we're doing is training our child to be reverent. For the parent that needs to change their child's diaper, they have a spot to go. For the child who is cutting up in church, screaming and crying and yelling, they have some place to not disrupt the congregation. The congregation will think it's important because they don't have to hear a screaming child during service. It can't get done unless we all do it. We all have to sacrifice in some kind of way to give our children some place to go. They are the most important asset that we have. They're our future. They're the ones that are going to carry the church on. We should treat them like VIP. We can't do this unless we're all in this together.
Multitasking moms, get ready. We've created a room where you can parent and worship in comfort. It's an area where you can look through a viewing window and watch your little ones playing in a secure room. New mothers have access to rocker gliders as well as chairs and sofas. Feed or change your child in private in one of 4 rooms right through these doors. And the service streams live on a TV monitor. When you leave the mother's room, the main hall will take your breath away.
So why is the lobby of the new Madison Mission going to be so important? Because when you first walk into the church, it's the first thing you see. It's the first impression that you have of Madison Mission. You see the outside, but when you open those doors and you step in, that first impression makes a difference. We are a body of people that come together, a community that gathers together. We fellowship. God has blessed all of us in certain ways. Some of us are blessed more than others. Some of us are blessed a little less. But the thing about it is we're asking those people that can give more to give more. Those who can't give that much, give what they can. Not equal giving necessarily, but equal sacrifice.
The bright and beautiful main hall. Take a virtual stroll with me through this modern walkway. The stairs take you to pastoral offices and large restrooms. This glass-lined area is filled with comfortable seating. Past the sanctuary entrance and we see the information desk flanked by TV monitors. At the end of the hall, on the right, you see our chapel for small weddings and other events. Over to your left, you can see the amazing cafe and looking beyond that, an outdoor patio. We'll tell you more about those in a moment.
The first thing that comes to my mind is fellowship. I think about all the conversations that I've had here in the gymnasium. And you know, it's a lot of noise just because of the construction, the steel and the concrete. And oftentimes you have the band practicing. You might have the kids in here having drum corps rehearsal. And some of the conversations that take place in this building are very important conversations. So I think about fellowship and I think about being in a cafe. You can go over in the corner away from everybody else if you need to. I think that's very important that we have a place where we can fellowship and bond with our brothers and sisters in a very real way.
When the weather warms up, head on out to the patio. Here in Alabama, we enjoy warm weather 8 or more months a year. This patio is a fun gathering area with shade umbrellas where we can delight in God's creation. Plan to read, socialize, and eat on our patio. The possibilities are endless for this cafe in the main hall. We've planned for plenty of indoor seating and a cozy fireplace for those cooler days. It's an inviting area for gathering in groups or grabbing a quick snack by yourself. Imagine witnessing to community members over some delicious and healthy teas and baked goods. All of these modern conveniences are wonderful, but not as wonderful as gathering in our sanctuary for worship.
This building has been a blessing, but we've gotten to the place where we can no longer grow in this building. And we just need a worship space that will function purely as a worship space so that this building can become what it was intended to be. There is a community here to be reached. And we believe that God has called us to win Madison, North Alabama, and eventually the world for Him. And that requires us to have a headquarters, a place to receive the souls that are going to be coming in, and a place that is representative of the God who we serve. When they come, they're going to come to a place that is suited for the purpose that they're there for, to worship God. It's going to be a fully functional building, tremendous in terms of lighting, very comfortable. The sound is going to be state of the art. And so they don't even just come to a worship service, they come to a worship experience. God has given different people different levels of gifts, amounts of wealth, and so forth. And so it's really not feasible for everyone to give the same amount. However, what God really looks at is not the amount of the giving, but the motivation, the heart of the giver. Give the best that you have. Give all of yourself to the kingdom of God. We may not be able to give the same amounts, but we can all give the same in terms of our energy and our input. A task like this, an assignment like this, requires for the congregation to grow spiritually, to challenge God, to get closer in their walk with God, to up the ante in terms of praying. Because if you pray twice and we're about to go into a building project, you're going to need to be praying 4 and 8 and 16 times, because a mission like this is not just for the sake of building a building. It is also to see people grow in their faith and partner with God to do something extraordinary. It's going to be a blessing for this congregation.
We're now going to show you our new place of worship. Entering the sanctuary, you'll notice the double doors soundproofing the service from outside noise. Inside, you'll see where we've upgraded to a new sound system, and you'll be able to watch the service on 3 large monitors. You'll find a comfortable chair for your family and friends on one of 900 soft, cushioned seats. Seating is expanded to host 1,200 people. The sanctuary features a high-ceiling, large stage, and a fixed baptismal pool. Our platform will have ample space for all of our musicians, choirs, and other performing groups. We've given you a lot of information to remember. Coming up next, a recap. We've shown you a lot, so let's recap quickly. Our new, state-of-the-art church will feature glass windows, modern areas for children and mothers, a light-filled main hall, plenty of space for gathering, and a beautiful and comfortable sanctuary. Now it's time to put God first by sacrificial giving. In the process of raising funds, we're going to raise the spirituality of our church. Madison Mission, we make
better kids,
better youth,
better adults,
better couples,
and singles.
And don't forget the old people.
What did you say?
Boy, are you talking to me? Because you ain't talking to me.
Really? Really?
I want you to know
I am not to be labeled, and I'm not feeling you, brother. B-R-O-T-H-A.
Uh-oh. We make better we make better seasoned adults? Yeah?
Sounds a lot better.
Continue.
And don't forget, we make a better community too.
That's right.
You got it.
Mm-hmm.
When you come to Madison Mission, the love that you will experience will make you
We want you to join our community. If you're ever in this area, check us out. If you're not in North Alabama, we'll come to see you on the web. All the information you need to find us is listed on the screen. If you feel led to contribute, the information you need is listed here as well. Together, we will follow God's mandate to build His sanctuary. We're glad you're in our community.